Hello everyone, this is Purple Charger and this is a video response to Debunk This number 6 by Change the Channel in his video on the JFK acoustic evidence presented for the House Select Committee on Assassinations. Before we get started, I wanted to clear up one misconception that you had at the beginning of your video. Debunkers don't believe that there are no conspiracies or that conspiracies aren't committed in the world. We just don't believe that the conspiracy theories that are presented by people, theories that are overbloated with the entire world in this one government organization to conquer and rule everybody, and that somehow they are all colluding with every single government in the world with business interests and aliens and whatever other stuff people throw in there. That is the difference. It's not that we don't believe in conspiracies. It's just that most conspiracy theories don't have proper evidence backing them. Before we can fully analyze the acoustical evidence presented by the scientists, we have to keep in mind one specific thing that they stated. That the motorcycle with the open microphone had to be within a certain distance. It had to be 120 to 138 feet behind the presidential limo, which puts it at about Houston and Elm Street at the time of the first shot. Otherwise, the data would be completely invalidated and not usable. In order to do this, the House Select Committee on Assassination set about on finding who was with the open mic and where that motorcycle was. As a part of their investigation, the House Select Committee on Assassinations asked Richard Sprague to use film and photography evidence to determine the motorcycle that was in the parameters necessary for the acoustical evidence. He couldn't find one, and so the House Select Committee moved on to a different person. The House Select Committee on Assassinations then selected Robert Groden to look through the photography and film archives to find the motorcycle. He identified H.B. McLane as the person in the spot at that time. However, testimony to the House Select Committee on Assassinations by McLane states that he wasn't, leaving it quite open and in the air as to whether he was or wasn't in the spot. Regardless of this testimony, however, the House Select Committee on Assassinations stated that McLane was indeed in the spot. In 1997, Greg James used photographic and film evidence to find that H.B. McLane was not in the right place necessary for the acoustic evidence to be correct. Using the Dorman film, James found that McLane did not arrive at Houston and Elm Street until the congressional cars arrived. By the time the cars of the congressmen had arrived into Dealey Plaza, it was too late for the acoustical evidence to be of any good. In 2003, Dale Myers confirmed this using a digital recreation of Dealey Plaza. Using this recreation, Myers found that McLane was a good 174 feet away from where he needed to be for the first shot in Dealey Plaza. On September 12, 1980, Steve Barber noticed something in the dictable tape that was overlooked by the scientists. While reviewing the area used by the scientists, Barber heard Sheriff Bill Decker saying, "Hold everything secure." If this was the case, the area being used by the scientists as the shots could not be the actual area, as this statement was made a whole minute after the actual shooting took place. The National Academy of Science accepted these findings and added it to its report that the recorded data used by the scientists could be in error. The National Academy of Science also refuted claims that the dictable tape may have skipped in its later findings. As addressed in your video, in March 2001, Science and Justice published an article by Dr. Donald B. Thomas using different radio transmission synchronization to put forth the claim that the NAS's conclusion was in error. He pushed forward the accuracy to 96.3% certainty that the impulses were gunshots. However, this was all torpedoed in 2003 when Michael Odell noted that both the NAS and the scientists were wrong. Both groups used findings based on the dictable tape, which they assumed was a live, continuous stream. However, Michael Odell noted that the stream was not continuous, and therefore the crosstalk that the NAS used was not valid, and that the testing done to determine the shocks in Dealey Plaza by the scientists was also incorrect. Using the visual data and the most recent research on the acoustical evidence, it can only be concluded that the acoustical evidence itself is invalid. If you have any questions about the data or any of the information used, please check out on the description.